All right. Let's see. Welcome in. Let's have a nice little late afternoon stream, yeah? All right. How is everyone doing? I'll give you guys some time to come on in, get into stream. What's up? How's it going? Thank you guys for being here so early and getting things off. This is great. No camera today. We're just gonna hang out, listen to good music. We got, oh man, we got almost 30 videos today. We got 13 red slings, 7 maroon, 6 green, 3 blue, no black. Gonna be a long one. 2 hours. I guess that's pretty normal now. Hey, welcome in, Moldy. Just a heads up. I mean, these streams are like fine to have on in the background, but it's not like watching your favorite streamer on Twitch or YouTube or something. This is mostly just to kind of watch, celebrate, see how you did, see how others did. If you have questions about this sling level above you, I take requests first. So if you're hanging out in chat, like doing your videos, if you request it, so if you throw your name in chat, so I can find you real quick and what your sling level is, you'll get priority, essentially. And we just jump ahead to wherever you're at. Oh man, where are you going? Number 2 fan. Hey, that's new. Hey, what's up, Cartoony? Well, what do you want to? What? Give me something to look for. What's your name in the registry? Yes. All right. We'll get started here in just a couple minutes so people get in. What's your sling level? Oh, yeah. For drill rifles, your best bet is sometimes people sell really cheap ones, like on Independent Drill. Sometimes you can find them on eBay. I'm a rep for Glendale, so I'm going to hype up the Glendale rifles. You can find them on drilldojo.com. Tons of options out there. Red sling. All right. Let's go. How's it going, everybody? How's summer been? I miss having a summer break. We're not going to start just yet. Just want to make sure everything's framed up right. It's looking good. Again, no camera today. Got a small condo, and my wife wants to do some work in the background. Doesn't want to go on camera, so we are just chilling today. Oh, I never know when RG is restocking. Sometimes I get a couple days heads up before everybody else does, and that's really nice. But most of the time, they just post away. No, you can use an M1 Garand for sure, for sure. My first drill rifle was an M1 Garand. Both, it was the Glendale M1 that I had at home, but like I was on an Air Force team back in like 2004 to 2008, back when the Air Force was using exclusively M1s. And that was super cool. So if you see an Air Force school, they would be like, I mean, it just had a different profile. M1s were tight. My regulation is still honed in for M1s, but for exhibition, the Springfields are way, way easier. All right. Well, for those of you that aren't, or this may be your first stream, maybe you're just watching this on a VOD. Welcome in. What this is it's a qualification stream for the Drill Dojo. So all these videos that you see here on my YouTube channel, they are all part of a bigger curriculum, and that curriculum you can find on drilldojo.com. So for the first 3 levels, white, yellow, and orange, you'll film yourself doing the tricks listed on the website. Submit it. This is all free, and you get feedback just off stream. We don't put those ones on stream because you're just learning. You're learning how to do it. You're learning how to submit videos. You're learning how to go through the curriculum, etc., etc. Then, starting halfway through at Red Sling, you start ending up on these videos on, well, here, where you're at, right? And so these aren't geared for entertainment. These are geared for learning, and they're geared for as giving as much feedback as possible. All right. So most of this is just hanging out, having a good time. Definitely, this is something to have in the background more than it is to have something like front and center, unless you're like really enjoying it, in which case, thanks for that too. So on stream, these are deduction-based streams, right? So the judging is not like, hey, I liked how you did that, you get points. The judging is, there was something wrong critically that needs to be adjusted, right? If you get a score, so everyone starts at 100 points. There's 10 tricks that everyone has to do. Each one of those will take a deduction. And at the end of the 10 tricks, if you're at 90 points, right? So minor infraction is -1, moderate infraction -2, major infraction -4, double major infraction is -6. And you can find all of the scoring mechanics at drilldojo.com/scoring. If at the end of the video you're sitting at 90 and above, totally good to go. Your input on the registry, you are fully qualified and you're ready to move on and ready to for the next video. If your score is 80 to 89.5, you are very close. You get your qualification. This is 100%, no bones about it. You are a qualified red sling, maroon sling, green sling, blue sling, whatever it is, you are qualified. However, you have what is called tenure status. That means you need to wait for tenure to occur. Now, there's two ways to break tenure. Tenure is just a little flag that says like, hey, you're being held back for like either until you submit a new video and get a score of 90 or above. That's the first way to break tenure. The second way is just wait till April 1st. All right, so it's kind of the new school year. I want to make sure everyone reaches their highest potential before they graduate. It's essentially why that cutoff is set where it is so that way high school seniors can qualify at the highest level. So that's for situations like blue sling, which are exceptionally difficult. In a lot of instances, I think a lot of people find blue sling to be harder than black sling because black sling is not graded as harshly. So that's what that's there for. It's also there because drill tricks get a little more dangerous the higher you're throwing them, the further along you get. So the standard for me saying you're good to move on has to be at some higher level for safety reasons, right? So that's kind of the compromise, the best I can do from where I'm sitting here in Florida. So if we have any questions, go on to throw them in the chat, and if not, we're gonna get this stream started here. Kenshi, I'm glad to hear about your recovery. We're doing Mike Hell on Red Sling first, and then Anthony Goodsman. Yep, we take requests, so if you're here, we can definitely jump around a bit. Cool, I'll try and remember what order to go. Welcome in Singapore. So you can find it at drilldojo.com/scoring. But majors are like, if you take one step, that's a major. But let's say like the rifle really drifted away and you had to like take like 3 or 4 steps to get it, that's going to be a double major, right? If the rifle hits the ground, so it's not a drop, it just like hits the ground, that's like a double major, right? Stuff like that. For the World Drill Championships, because now we actually have like a competitive pool that's big enough, it's not quite just the same as like sign up and you're in. It is sign up and you're in, and you can do the World Drill Championships final qualifier. There are a handful of events, and we're still behind the scenes trying to figure out exactly which events we want that to be. There are a couple of events that you can go to and get first, second, or third in order to qualify for the next year's main event. But outside of that, you're going to do the final qualifier, and we will always have room in the final qualifier as much as we can. As much as I can help it, as much as I can influence it, we will always have room for people to sign up for the final qualifier. From there, we're going to take all those people who qualify, and there's a lot of different criterion for qualification. You could be a world champion. There's some discussion about maybe it being, if you make finals round in 2024, you have main event status for 2025. And then, you know, these other qualifying events where you can get first, second, and third, or maybe just first. We're really trying to figure out exactly how many slots we want to give. Then you got, like, let's say there, after all that, 20 people are signed up for the World Drill Championships. That leaves 10 slots available. We might have something like 70 people next year sign up for the final qualifier at the World Drill Championships, all fighting for a top 10 seed. And if they get that top 10 spot, then they move on to the main event where they go against all these other people who have qualified. And now it's these 30 people who are all top of the line, best of the best, being moved on and shuffled into top 10 for finals. So the short answer is just sign up and do it. Anybody can do it. But the longer answer is what you're signing up for now is a qualifier. And it's still the World Drill Championships. You are still a World Drill competitor, but you're qualifying for the main event. All right, we'll try and go in order of how the requests pop up in the stream. So I'm going to try and go up and down as we go. We will start with our first request, which was a little bit up here. Michael Hall on red sling. And then Anthony Guzman. And then Javier, I'm saving your blue sling for next stream. I don't like when people submit multiple. Past red, you can't submit multiple for one stream. So if you aren't red sling certified, you can do all of however far you can get. But once you get that red sling, you can only do one a month. So I've got your blue sling pocketed. So all we're doing this stream is your green sling. All right, so heads up there. Then David, then Jackson Lilly. I am almost certain I'll pronounce your name wrong. I mean, drop phonetics in here. So I don't read other languages very well. All right, let's jump in. Michael, good luck. All right. Okay, good. No penalty. Okay, footwork's intentional here. Catch angle is good. All right, no penalty. Good, no penalty. Nice. Okay, so we got handpin's good. Yeah, no penalty. All right, that's the hard one for everybody. No penalty. Good to go here. All right, decent. Almost a penalty for like leaning back, but no, I'm not going to do it. Good on this. I think your handpin goes a little farther back than it really needs to. We'll do a minor. Good. I think your handpin goes a little far out as well there. All right. Let's see. Kind of just looking at it, it looks like that's a little too far up. So we'll do a moderate there. Your angle's probably a little bit off here. Not straight up and down, but not quite the 45 that I'm looking for. All right, this is good. Going to be a 94. And that's as easy as it gets. So this is a full qualification. There's going to be no tenure on this one. So congratulations, Michael. All right, you're in there. Let's see. You submitted... Oh, just 2 in this last cycle. Cool. Yeah, that was great. Let's see. Perfect. Oh, you submitted very recently. All right, so that is past live stream. All right, so that leaves us Michael, Anthony Guzman. All right, let me catch up on chat real quick. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome in. I hope you guys are enjoying the later stream. Anthony, good luck. All right, I verified. We got a picture here. He is using a Naraya bolt, so it does very, very barely meet weight. I'm actually not sure that those do, but all right, yeah, you're gonna take just a major on that. That pacing is all sorts of off, and you're not gonna be the only one to do this today, by the way. But it's all quote unquote technically right, but pacing's a big deal. That was pretty clean. Yeah, I think just a minor on catch angle. No, that's going to be a moderate on catch angle. Yeah, I'm comfy with moderate. Good. All right, so we definitely have the step here. Okay, those are moderate steps. We'll just do the one moderate. I think your handpin comes loose, but I'm going to take a time to look. Yeah, handpin comes out a little bit. So that'll be a minor. Catch landed nicely though. All right, that was super nice. I think heels lift. Catch angle's pretty good. I'm gonna take that. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. That's very close to a minor. I'm gonna take it though. That was super clean. Very clean. So it looks like you're pulled off a little off balance there. I'm just gonna give 1 point for it being like kind of awkward footwork. The footwork's all kind of right. It just feels like you get yanked forward right there. Handpin stayed tight though, so that was nice. Super nice. We do have a little stutter step there. A little micro adjustment. That was clean. All right, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, just fix that Andres roll and you're good to go. What did I say, 13? So that's going to be 87 out of 100. Anthony, pretty solid. Blue sling. That's going to be qualified with tenure. With a score of 87. Super nice. I am about it. I definitely think you'll be able to break tenure like almost immediately. So, pass with tenure. Cool. Just a reminder, we're going to hit your blue sling on the next stream. Okay, we're going to do your green today. Yep, I'm just going to try and scroll down the list every time. All right. No mercy, never mercy. Never ask for mercy. You want the hardest stream possible. You know what I mean? You want to know you're doing it right. Did Bryson rush submit this month? I don't think so, but yeah, I don't think he did because he always puts like a period at the end of his name. I don't remember seeing that. All right. So Anthony Guzman, Javier. There we go. So again, only green this stream. I saved your blue for the next one. but just to be consistent with the rules for the people using the heavier rifles. All right. So casual. All right. So your hand pin, just a little bit loose there, especially while you're waiting for it. You're kind of like telegraphing a lot with the hand open. What time is it in Singapore right now? That was good, no penalty. I think hand pin's very loose there. It's just open by your side. Definitely like add more structure to your body. That was good double rising sun. Good. Good. Little lean forward there. That'll be a moderate. Good. No penalty. Good. So your hand pin pops out just a little bit there. Oh man, that would not have landed right on an 8-pounder. That looked like a hard catch on what you were using. Good. All right. Yeah, green sling. So for those wondering, usually there is a weights requirement for the Drill Dojo, but in Singapore, there's very, very strict gun laws. And so they're not allowed to have anything that looks like a gun, kind of more generally. But there's still like a drill scene out there. And I have a lot of people from Singapore who do submit for the Drill Dojo. And so I don't want them, they get full qualifications because I don't want them to not be able to compete or not be able to participate. Past live stream, perfect. But they're the only ones just because physically they can't get a hold of heavier equipment that can use the curriculum on what they've got out there. All right. Jackson Lily Maroon, you're next. Oh, I forgot to. All right, we got who's the first person? It was Michael. Awesome. So instead of doing the face cam today, we're gonna have this guy run, so that way if people kind of catch the stream later, they can kind of figure out exactly when they got qualified, be able to share that. So I think that's a really cool thing. All right, Jackson Lily, you're gonna be next. Okay, added to the list, Nathan. I mean, the list is starting to get just the everybody. What's up, Sean? Welcome in. Javier, we are not doing your blue sling on this stream. It'll be next month. The Drill Dojo, so we have a weight requirements, but it doesn't come into play until Maroon Sling. And that's because Maroon Sling starts shipping out free slings. So you get free slings when you qualify Maroon and above. Hey, what's up, Dan? So you can do whatever you've got lying around. You can go white through red, and then you can continue to submit after that. You get feedback without qualification. But if you're going for the qualification, you need to have like a proper equipment for it. That's set to like kind of the standard of World Drill Championships. So instead, I can't sit there. I can't weigh every rifle, and it's unreasonable for me to say, hey, put your rifle on a scale. So what it really is like I know what equipment I'm looking at generally, and you just have to have at least a bolt or a butt plate on your drill rifle, and that generally will meet the weight requirements. Good to see you in here. All right, Jackson, good luck. Good, no penalty. Good, no penalty. Handpin's really loose there. Definitely want, especially at the OTHs, you really want to tuck it into the side. Let people know that you've got it under control. All right, that was so close. I'm going to combine the angle and the foot, and because this is almost a major, and I think it's a major, we're just going to say it's one major because it really feels like a 3-point penalty for this step. Kind of a loss of balance. It's kind of a stutter step. It's kind of a full step. The angle is kind of a little off. Okay, handpin wobbled on this side. You definitely want to watch that. Good positive control during your single tomahawk. Okay, you can use 2 hands on these catches. So that's the second time one hand has led to kind of an angle issue and being pulled off balance. So throw your second hand into those catches. That was good. I do accept a little handpin being out on this one, but if you can, tuck it in. So no penalty there, and on the other side, just tiny little bits, but no penalty for it. Good. All right, little hand pin not being tucked into your side. Great, you kept your hand pin. Lost balance, most likely because of the grass there. That still counts. Okay, little stutter step. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16. There it is, 84 out of 100. You were going to pass. This is a full qualification pass with tenure. Jackson, congratulations. You've earned your maroon sign. You're going to add you in right now. There we go. File it away. Well done. Congratulations. Where are we at? I was David E. David E. Red Sling. Good luck. I think I skipped over you last time. Let me check chat. That's a good idea. This is a good cooking stream. Oh, man. So, all right. If you're just joining, I've got a backlog of people requesting. So we're just going to go up and down people requesting. So just a heads up there. That's a good call. I think a lot of people get black sling and then kind of stop doing anything with Drill Dojo. I think what really people should be doing is going back and mastering everything. That's what I do still.
Double side toss.
Sorry, I think that was pretty good there. Yeah, no penalty. Very good.
Double side toss.
Okay, catch angle.
That was great.
Handpin and heels.
OTH side spin.
Nice. No penalty.
Single BTB flow. Foot stop.
That was good. I think just a tiny little hand pin. Nope. No penalty.
Foot stomp.
Good. No penalty.
Right-handed drag.
I did see your hand pin come loose a little bit there. You stutter step a little bit too. No penalty on that, but just kind of see if you can't make it into a step, pivot, together kind of motion. Okay, a little awkward on the catch there. Yeah.
Double right shoulder toss.
Very nice. A lot of people step out on that, so that's very good that you were able to
Single back toss.
really
BTB
keep
power
that tight
punch.
to your body. All right, catch angle.
Double side toss.
That should be everything. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome. Congratulations, David. Full qualification. No tenure required. So you're ready to move on to Maroon Sling. Everything there kind of had a little bit, like one minor, right? So definitely keep working on that curriculum, but definitely it'll start fixing itself as you really work through the Maroon Sling qualification. Perfect. Who's next? That's David. We did Jackson Lilly. We did Javier. Might have pronounced his name wrong. I somewhat care about bearing, but since it's so hard to see on video, it had to be a pretty big infraction for me to take a penalty on it, to be completely honest. Seth Fisher, you're next. All right, Seth, good luck. Let me check if this is a 10-year break or not. Doesn't look like it is. Ooh, easy. Easy. All right, well, that was a big angle there. Not too big. Almost a major, but we're going to do a moderate. Ooh. Take another moderate there. Again, almost a major, but not quite. Clean? Clean?
Floridian or Hawaiian.
Very nice. Landed flat, good footwork. Well, footwork could look a little less panicky, but nothing was like substantially off with it. I gotta see if it hits the ground. All right. All right. So, all right, let's start with what we got, which is stutter step, rifle rotating on wrong axis, I think it hits. We're gonna. I'm just gonna take one more point. Okay, so it's a 5-point total deduction on the trick. because I'm not. It's definitely like way too close to the ground. I think it makes the noise that it hits. It doesn't, like, it skips kind of the frame. Not too worried about it. Okay, that one's gonna be major though. All right, clean. I'm happy with how this one scores. 4, 8, 12, 13. That's going to be an 87 out of 100. Yeah. So you're going to get tenure. Definitely that major kind of like crushed you. And then 5 points on the one trick there. So we have 2 tricks to clean up, and this is basically perfect. So start working on the blue sling stuff, start throwing that into your practices, but you are going to get tenure on this. And I'd like to see this one, honestly, I'd like to see this one go for Hall of Fame. There was so much good, especially with your aerials, that I think if you cleaned up not a ton of stuff, it could be like very close to perfect. So Seth, congratulations. You are going to pass with tenure. And I'm excited to see what kind of green sling video you submit for next month. Pass with tenure. All right. All right, Joseph Brock with green sling is going to be next. Let me catch up with chat though. Oh, Dan, there's a ton to go. So the reason stream's a little late tonight, and I kind of like doing late stream anyways, but it was going to be at like 2:30. So that way I could do the stream from 2:30 to about 4:30 and have enough time to go to Tai Chi. I do Tai Chi on Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays. And that was like, I got to leave at like 4:50, 5 o'clock for that, right? So many people submitted in the last like 48 hours that in order to catch up on just like, it was something like 15 people submitted in the last 2 days. And so I had to go manually review all of that. By the time I was actually caught up to where I needed to be, it ran into the time that I needed to leave. So there's plenty of people today. Very active summer. Yeah, give me a reminder once we pull it up on the specific feedback you're looking for. Yeah, flow is a little bit hard to figure out. Some of the best drill I've done is actually just like learning somebody else's sequence move for move and seeing what they do. And that opened a lot of doors for me. Nobody, welcome in. Lucas, yes. You're added to the list, but the list is everyone tuned in. It's, you know, a summer night, so the list is kind of growing. I am up here, so we got Joseph, Brock, and then you're next here. I got you here. So there you go. You're just asking a couple times. So you'll be after like 2. Bryson, you got like 4 people ahead of you. Yeah, I don't like double hole zips personally. Most of the videos you see of me doing them, I'm off screen for like 10 minutes, just like getting warmed up, and then I do the video, and then I don't touch it again. Persian rifles is cool. I do think I want to get more involved and invested in the Persian rifles. They are so much potential is in them to be really strong powerhouse drillers. They care, but it feels like nobody has been there to kind of get them really hype and off the ground. And you know, all the people I've met from Persian rifles have been really, really cool, and I'd love to do more work with them. Francisco, you got like 5 people ahead of you. All right, Dan. enjoy dinner with your daughter. I'll be on for a couple hours, I'm sure. All right, so rock. Yeah. All right, good luck. Go ahead, no penalty. Footwork's a little awkward there. It does look like you're kind of like circling and wandering, so I'd like to see that get cleaned up a little bit. All right, as soon as that hand releases, you got to find that hand pin. So it's just too slow to find its hand pin. But decent double rising sun. How long did it take you to work that technique? That was good. Catch angle's just a little off. Good, no penalty. Good. Good. Okay, so that one definitely hits. No, not that. Okay, double major. If the rifle is caught, proceeds to impact the ground. Okay, so that's going to be 6 points. The rest of your composure is really good, though, so not a big stressor there. That's somewhere between a moderate and a major. I'm going to do 3 points. We're going to split the difference. It's bigger than a stutter step, but smaller than a full step. All right, yeah, I'd feel pretty good about this one. That big 6-point penalty really got in the way. This is going to drop you down to 87 out of 100, which seems to be the common score of the day. So you're going to get tenure. Definitely would like to see you come back next month with something just a little bit stronger. Get that hit of the rifle, but like also kind of fix some of these little things that happened. And you're going to be good to go. 7. Let's add you to our list. Congratulations. By the way, this is a full green sling. You got it, man. Well done. Pass with tenure. All right, and that gets us to Lucas Green. Yeah, no, Kansas came out of nowhere. I mean, I've been in the drill community for a long time. You guys really sprung up and then like made a big splash like all at once. So that was pretty cool. Lucas, were you green? I'll just find it. Yes. Good luck. Good footage quality. hand. So that'd be moderate. Looks very pretty there. I'm going to take the penalty. A little stutter step there. Good flow. I like your structure there. So body structure is just a positive. Catch angle was a little off there. Very good. Again, good body structure. I like that a lot. Good full ninja. Slightly angled off plane. Definitely want to take a look at that. Ooh, good way to, you caught it in a little bit, but definitely was awkward footwork. But you're able to get there. Okay, no worries. Good. Good. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 92. That's gonna pass. Well done. Congratulations, you've earned your green sling. I've got you officially on the website. And that is passed. Well done, Lucas. Wesley, I think that's you asking for blue. We'll do you next. Cool. All right, Wesley, and then Nathan, and then Sean. So Wesley, you specifically wanted feedback on Rising Sun exits in Quinterio. All right, and you're gonna get the most strictest, stringent review ever, which is just gonna be generally my default. It's not a Hall of Fame or anything, so I'm not gonna be super duper nitpicky. All right. Deep breath, Wesley. You here with us right now? Well, whether you are or not, good luck. And that's going to be a major on pacing. Same as the other one, who... all right. Okay, heels off the ground. Handpin came in nice on the one side here, but it never quite found it on the other side. You were always a little bit off with your right hand. Okay, little catch angle. You kind of like drifted it back into position there. I'll return to do about 20 seconds in, and we'll go over your Rising Suns. Good. That came in really nicely. All right, spontaneous commitment to knee is going to be a moderate. Okay. Angle of knee is going to be at one point. We're going to say that that little stutter step was just part of going to a knee, so no big deal. Good catch angle. Very nice. Sorry, I gave you a penalty. Said very nice. That wasn't good feedback. Catch angle. Right there. Good footwork. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I don't like the flinch. You're gonna get 1 point on the flinch. It's very close. Handpin very close. That's a really hard one to keep strong handpins the whole time, especially because you're moving. It just drifts out a little bit. The rest of the rifle control was awesome, though. Well done. Okay, I saw your handpin on the far side, just a little bit off. Great throw and catch, though. Your rifle control is exceptional. All right, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Congratulations. You are Blue Sling certified. You have tenure. Andres roll. Fix the Andres roll. Get that pace looking like a normal trick. And you'll break tenure. No problem. All right, 86. All right, I got you in there. Congratulations. Wesley, you are Blue Sling certified. Let's go. That's such a hard one. Pass for tenure. And that will bring us, that'll close out Blue Sling with Sean Sullivan next. We did David E. We're not doing your Blue Sling this stream. And then Francisco. All right. So we're doing Sean and then Francisco. Let me catch up on chat. Joseph, welcome in. There's probably like 4-ish people ahead of you. Very active stream. Everyone likes night streams. So we're going in order. I'm scrolling up and down. And so you don't need to ask multiple times. That kind of throws me off of my groove a little bit, trying to make sure that I get to everybody. If I skip over you, then just let me know. And I'll probably, if you can say like, hey, you definitely skipped over me, I'll bump you up to the top. Full Ninja stays forever. No, never ever going to get rid of the Full Ninja. I think I had the Full Ninja on the original curriculum. Let's see, Red and Maroon didn't exist. So it's still Green Sling level, but Green Sling was more of like where Maroon was. I think I actually had back rolls in like Orange Sling or something. Because I was like, it's no contact. How hard can it be? And then I got flamed quite a bit for that. Yeah. Yeah. Francisco, we're going in order here. Just whoever requested. So I got your request. Wesley, the Andres roll needs to have like momentum to it. So you don't necessarily need to turn with it, but I need a lot more than depositing it on your back and then like inching it around your head, right? I'm looking at this from the perspective of a judge. And so my goal here is to prepare you for like the best competition. My ultimate goal, here's how I really look at it. More than judges, like I think one day that ESPN can have a July 4th or a Veterans Day special on their main ESPN channel. And they will go to the World Drill Championships and they will film us and edit it and clip it into a major, major production, right? And when they do that, I want to make sure that an audience person at home thinks the highest regard of the sport possible. And so if somebody at home can recognize that there's like an issue, then that's going to be a major. And that's why the Andres roll has that major there, is that somebody at home, if you did that like on a competition floor, will know that that's not what it's supposed to look like, even if they're not experienced with drill. So that's kind of the thought process behind what majors are. Moderates, a trained eye, any driller will generally be able to pick out what a moderate is. And then minors, you're going to need like judges or drillers to be able to pick those out generally. but those are more like audience will still be able to figure it out. They're just gonna have to like, it's more of a vibe check for them, for people who've never seen this before. Does that make sense? If you go under 80, you just have to try again on the next stream. Nothing happens. You just don't get qualified. Yes, if you want to submit with heavier rifles, I definitely highly encourage it. And I can find a way to mark that for you too. All right, Sean. Let's give this a crack. We need to sell tripods on the dojo. Okay. All right, so there's a lot going on with the feet. I can't quite see it. Let me make sure it's framed appropriately in stream, because sometimes it's a little bit off. Now you can see. Let me find out what's going on with the feet here. While we do that, Wesley, I forgot to go over one more thing with you. So the Rising Suns, you're doing a pretty good job with them. One thing that's going to help is just straight up going to the gym. Sorry, Sean will return real quick, but Wesley had some specific request here. It's about 20. All right. It's showing up on stream. Okay. Let me know if this cuts frame. All right. For triples, I think your hand placement's 1 inch too low. Okay. So based on what I'm seeing here, move your finger, especially on triple exits, over the metal socket, right? You definitely have the strength to pull this out because you do pull it out, right? But any additional strength will add to like how easy it is to maneuver it. But just looking at like where your hand lands, oh, that's, I might have, let's see. Yeah, just looking at where your hand lands here, a little bit further up is going to give you more shrug. The second thing that might help, and I think you're doing this right, so let me just kind of see here in slow motion. Okay, bring your hand closer. This right hand or left hand, it takes a big arc outside your body. Okay. If you keep your hand closer to your body, what's going to happen here is there comes a point, you know how like right hand drag, when you keep your right hand really close to your body, the rifle kind of like slings up and down. It doesn't move up and down. It like really forcefully pushes up and down. So if you focus on keeping this left hand higher and closer to your body, what's going to happen is the rifle is going to have this transfer of momentum that happens in a much smaller time frame that translates into a faster rotation on the way out. The quints are really where the gym stuff's going to like start to require just like a little bit more strength. And probably the same thing. I can't find it here. There. Okay. Yeah, you're throwing that from the correct position. So this is something that's just going to have to be like a transition. Just throw 1,000 of them. All right. Sean. Heels come off the ground. Let me think about how to work with your feet. Okay, so that was the heels off the ground. It's just a stutter step. We're just gonna call that stutter step in. Not a lot of people spontaneously commit the other direction, which is so, I think that's what's throwing me off so much, is most people spontaneously go, so the catch angle. And then the sudden transition from power stance to attention is throwing me off. Good. All right, all that was super solid. Very good. Good. My awkward footwork drifted a little far away there. Good recovery. It does look like it is a loss of balance, though. Yeah. You kind of drifted to like a casual stance. I can't tell. I think it's like 50% you lost balance and 50% like you finished the trick and therefore kind of just concluded and kind of gave up on maintaining balance. I'm going to give you a moderate on it, even though I feel like it might be a major, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say like there was kind of a loss of balance that was going to result in a small step, and you just went too casual into the big step. So it doesn't look like it should have knocked you that far off of balance. And I want to be fair. All right, catch angle is going to be about 45 degrees off, so it's going to be a major there. I'll take that. Little awkward. Okay, no penalty. It just looks different than I was expecting it to. I feel like rifle flips on wrong axis here. It does. All right, rifle spinning on wrong axis. Stutter step. A little step out. I mean, hold on, let me think about that. No. There's just so much going on with your footwork. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna think about if it makes a difference or not. All right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Doesn't make a difference. You're gonna keep it 83 out of 100. Next time you film this, I want to see your feet totally. This definitely wasn't bad. Lots of like interesting stuff that I think you do. First of all, congratulations. You've earned your blue sling. This is so hard to get. Very, very cool. On Andres roll, you didn't get any penalties with it, but usually like right there is where I let go, and then when I turn around, it's done finished like spinning. So works for me, but just interesting there. If your quint comes in like this, just kind of like do a different take. Get that first quint being perfect. There was that BTB hard catch that came in a little off. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of like, how to fix all this stuff. I think you submitted this early in the month. Yeah, July 6th. So if you have been drilling at all, I think this is stuff that's going to kind of fix itself. So you pass with tenure. Easy peasy. All right, that took a while. Let's scroll back up. All right, so that's Sullivan. We did David. We did Javier. We've got Francisco Perez. Let's catch up here. I will add you to the list. We're just going in order. All right, enjoy the flight, some doodle. Yep, everyone hates the B2B flow. There's like one thing in every curriculum that everyone kind of super duper hates. Nathan. Let's see. Oh, Nathan Ethington, welcome in. Nathan, if you requested, I've got a message retracted. So if that's where it got skipped, then Nathan Robinson here. Okay, Nathan Robinson. I did skip you here. All right. Let's jump back. Also, Nathan Ethington, welcome in. All right, Nathan, good luck. Okay, you're going to take that major for, it's called raptor clawing. It's this hand being all the way up there. It's like as far away as from your hand pin. So definitely want to watch that hand pin. All right, that was good. All right, so this hand pin, you're going to want to have that pinned for the duration of the toss, right? So as soon as that's tossed, that's got to find its hand pin. So you're going to take another major for your hand pin being very far away. On this guy here, almost a major. We're going to take a moderate for catch angle. And then loss of balance. I think if you stuck that, that would be a moderate stutter step. Good. Just a little catch angle. So right. Let me double see if I want to take the penalty. Yeah, just a little bit right there, minor. Okay, right here. Definitely bring your second hand involved. I'm gonna do 3 points. It should probably be 4. It's like at 45, kind of the way your shoulders are leaned. Yeah, I'm gonna just do 3 points instead of 4 there. You really want to like make sure that lands flat. Good foot stop though. Okay. Your hand pin right there, you can see it kind of drift from the side of your body and also open up a little bit. So that's going to be 2 points there. Good house whip though. Good. No penalty on the OTH. Good. Handpin stays in there, so that was nice. Good. All right. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. That's going to pass. Well done, Nathan. Red sling with tenure. So what that means is you'll need to submit again for next month or just in the future to get a score of 90 to break tenure. And if something in here, you just can't do it again, you don't want to, you wait till April 1st and that goes away. All right, so there's Nathan, and then we did Sean Sullivan, we did David Eamon. Where are we now? Joseph Brock, we did that. Let me add Nathan here. Yep. If you guys check this over here on the bottom left corner of the screen, you'll be able to see who's qualified when. Sorry if it's small. And that way, if you're going back and you want to see where you're at, you can kind of use this to figure out how far back you got to go. Nathan Ethington, no. It's too many drillers could probably do Maroon Sling Hall of Fame. And so the Hall of Fame is so much work for me because I watch it in full speed and then I watch it in quarter speed and then I like really dissect it and I think about it and then I come back to it. It's a lot of work. Lucas Green. Yeah, we did Lucas's green. All right, now it's Francisco Perez. How's chat doing? Chat, I'm probably just going to leave you alone to be with your guys' self for a second here. While I try and catch up on all the people who are in the queue. Del Marlo, maroon and green are back up in the store, but you do get your first one for free. You are not getting your blue sling here. Type it in chat. No blue sling for you today. We did your green sling today. You'll have to wait for the next cycle to do blue. I don't know who's youngest black sling. There was a sophomore that did it very early on. Nick got a long queue running. I am honest. You know what? I think I'm about to get rid of the queue. There's too much going on in the queue. We're going to go bottom to top red sling. You guys are super active tonight, which is so awesome. Queue's getting a little bit stuffed. So I'm going to start with red sling. I'm going to go oldest submitted to top. And we're going to go along for the ride. If we get to a point where it starts looking like there's... Nah, we're just going to go with that. That way I can keep up with chat. I don't want to go back and forth because we're all the way back up here. I still have Francisco Perez will do you next. And then after that, we're jumping up to Red Sling. We're just going to go Red Sling. I don't have it set up for like a separate queue just right now. Maybe I'll do that for the next stream. Instead of, I don't know, what do you guys want? Do you want congratulations too with all the names over here? And that way, as you get qualified, you can find your spot really easily if you go back to the VOD. Or do you want me to start running a queue over here instead? I think it's better just keep it congratulations too, because that's going to be like long-term beneficial. Yeah, I don't know who's the youngest Black Sling. I don't really like who's youngest, who's oldest. Doesn't matter to me that much. I don't want the Drill Dojo to be a competitive thing. Avery, let me see what I sent you. Generally, if it's not the live stream ready, then it's not going to be on the stream. I don't remember specifically what I said for you. Yeah, so I'm going to need that refilmed. You're not going to be on stream today, Avery. Sorry. Yep, nobody from Singapore is in Black Sling. I'm going to finish up with requests, Hippo. So we're going to do one more request that I've already got queued up, and then we're going to do Red Sling, and we're going to run from there. JJ Black Slinged as a junior. I don't know. I'll leave you guys to figure it out. I don't want this to be competitive. It's a qualification. It's about the skill that you land at, not when you land there. All right, I'm gonna leave chat to it for a bit. Francisco, you're up, and then we're gonna clear out all the Red Sling drillers. I think what's happening is by the time they're actually up on the stream through the queue, they've already left the stream. All right, great, no penalty. No penalty? Oh, perfect, this is gonna be one of those easy ones. Three, four, five, no looking, no footwork, or no feet moving. Very good. I think it's better to commit to one stance or another, and I also don't generally like facing it for the catch there. So that one's a little more subjective, but if it's going to be that cross-plane side to side, I like it being a side catch. Good. We do have foot motion, so that's going to be a stutter step, and then a secondary motion before the trick. So that's that little adjustment before the trick. Good catch. Handpin does slip out of place just a little bit there. Okay, that's a full step. So you're going to take the major, and then you're going to take the minor on the catch angle. Good. There's a lot of your body composure that's going really well. Your T form is pretty tight, and your facial bearing is really tight. So that stuff is really working. Handpin just slipped out a little bit, but definitely not that bad. Let me think about this. A little bit awkward on the footwork there. All right, hand pin just a little bit off. All right, that was super tight. I think there was a lot of non-scored components that went really well. So this is gonna land for tenure, right? 1, 2, 4, 6, 10, 14. Yeah. So this is gonna land on tenure, but whatever basic fundamentals you've been working are working really well for you. So this is Francisco Perez. Well done. So you're gonna get that maroon sling in the mail if you filled out your address appropriately sometime probably next week. All right, there you go. Congratulations. Okay, so I'm going to file this away and we're going to move on to red sling, and we're just going to clear the red sling queue, and then that's just going to leave 5 maroon and 2 greens. Queue got overwhelming. Sorry, guys. If you don't think you're going to get hit in the head, then you're too far away from it. Chupacabras are really scary. All right, Broden, you are doing a tenure break. Good luck. So this has to score 90 or better. Good, no penalty. Close to a penalty, but no penalty. Good, I think your handpin. Handpin's really loose by your side there. You want a nice tight fist or some sort of structure. Good. 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 Structure here is very good. Very smooth, I think. Yeah, handpin's just a little loose on your side there. Love that trick. Good. All right. Yeah. That's it. All right. We are removing your tenure status. We're going to keep the date for you on the submission date. You're good to go. Broke tenure. Congratulations. Broke tenure. Joseph Duran. Good luck. U.S. Air Force Academy. Let's go. Love seeing active involvement there. Good. No penalty. Good. No penalty. Good. No penalty. Think that was good. Just the shadows make it look like you're looking at it, but you weren't. Hand pin just a little in front of your body. That's really hard to do when twisting, so really common penalty. Good, no penalty. Good, no penalty. Very nice. Okay, angle's much more vertical than I like. Good, no penalty. Nice, this was a great qualification. Joseph, you are getting a full qualification, no tenure. Well done. So I don't know Singaporean and Singaporean language. If you could write down some sort of English phonetics, I want to say it's like Yuankai. So Yuankai, good luck.
Double aerial.
Good, no penalty. Catch angle, just a little bit low. I like the pace that you're spinning at. There's something kind of pleasing about it. Very good. Very good. Good. I dig it. Right, sorry. This is for right hand drag. I was like, what was the core component here? Right hand drag. Great 540. Right hand drag gets no penalty. Okay. Feet come off the ground just a little bit. Good. Good. All right. I will see you probably next month for Maroon Sling then, yeah? Easy qualification. Good job. So, yeah, in Singapore, they don't have access to 7.5 to 8.5 rifles. So in Singapore, it could be a little bit different. You just speak English in Singapore? Okay. How do I say his name? Is it Yuan Kai? No. Dude, air travel's been awful lately. Hey, what's up, Michael? I wish they gave you a little more heads up before they canceled it, though. That's crazy. All right, Logan, good luck. Little tap there. One hand kind of catches by the slings. What do I got for that? This sling? Perfect. So good at searching through my own material. Rifles got simultaneously in a rifle part with one hand and sling with the other. Moderate penalty. Nailed it. Okay, I'd like to see more control on the catch there. All right, hand pin open and away from your side there. So you can see right there. Very good. No penalty. I like your cars, Crocs. Are those cars cocks or are they just red cocks? All right, hand pin. Yeah, you're gonna get full raptor call on that. That's gonna be major. Good right hand drag, no penalty. Good. I think your hand pin could have been brought in a little bit tighter there. As soon as it's off of your hand there, that needs to find your left hand, should find his hand pin. Major, because it kind of, I mean, that just veers off in a different side. Not, like, as a concept, though, kind of interesting to hit it and then go out that side. Like, if there was a judge over here, like, I can tell that this isn't like an intended effect, but like if you actually do hit it straight and then lean it out, like no one really breaks that plane in that way. So that could be very interesting. Good, no penalty. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 14. 86 out of 100. Congratulations, you're going to earn your qualification with tenure. Okay, Zimmerman. So I see you have a maroon sling submitted, and if that went through, we won't be able to see it today. Since it was red sling, ordinarily, like you can on your first live stream, you could submit multiple videos for however far you can go. But once you get tenure, like that's ironclad. So Logan, congratulations, you're gonna pass with tenure. Let me see if I've got you. Okay, so everything on the maroon sling looked like it was done right. I'm gonna save it for future. You got to break tenure before we'll review that video. All right, tenure scoring 90 or higher. All right, that brings us to Austin Harris. Good luck. What do you guys think of this playlist? I found it the other day and I've been like writing to it. It's been awesome for keeping me focused. It's got that like right tempo beat. The songs, very much enjoy it. But I know that my musical tastes aren't everybody's musical tastes. Catch Inkle just a little bit off, but I'm not actually going to take it. It was like within margin. Let me double check that. Yeah, it's within margin. Your first trick has no penalty, so no worries there. Very nice. Good structure. Good. No penalty. Okay. I cleared this for this stream, but I've decided in retrospect that I don't want that. So it's good for this stream to do it this technique, but I won't be accepting in the future, just for anyone watching this. It's not bad. Like, it's a cool idea. It's just not going to prepare for higher up BTPs. I think handpin probably needs to find its place a little bit sooner there. Like, this playlist like itches my brain, but if nobody else feels that way, like please be honest in chat, because I want to make sure we have good music here. Kind of stops a little awkwardly, so I think the pace on that is about a moderate. But yeah, if you feel a little differently in chat, just let me know. Good. Good. Yeah. Great qualification. 97. Well done. You're ready to move on to Maroon. And that's gonna pass. I forgot to take down a name too, so let's see. Who did I forget? It's Joseph Duran. I got him. Maybe I did get everybody. Alright, I think we're good here. I feel like there was some name with like an X. I'm like so sure. I don't know. All right, Malcolm Brown, you're next up. Let me catch up on chat. Eastside did, yes. You can go from red all the way as high as you can go, but once you've got red, you're like locked in for one stream. Perfect. That's the vibe I want to. Yeah, so this is if you look up energetic drum and bass mix featuring Matic, Muzz, bunch of, it's gonna be this thumbnail here. COVID girl, her mask says wash your hands. She's got BMO on her shoulder. That's what you're looking for. I've been listening to it all week. All right, Malcolm, good luck. Okay, little catch angle. Okay, so I can see the foot kind of steps out a little bit, so we're gonna count as a stutter step. Good, no penalty. Very good, no penalty. Okay, you're going to take that major for Raptor Calling. That's the hand being up very tight. Good. Okay. Hand pin. I think structurally that could use a little bit of smoothing out, but no penalty. It's not penalty worthy. But just kind of keeping that pace very even through. Okay, you're going to take a major for hitting the leg and a moderate for like a little excessive guiding there. That was good. I like that one a lot. Good. I think... Yeah, your feet do a little stutter stepping there. All right. 3, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 84 out of 100. Congratulations, Malcolm. You've earned your red sling. And there was someone in chat who asked what tenure meant. So this is a good time to talk about it because you're a red sling with tenure. So essentially, you earn your qualification if you score 80 points or higher. And you get your full qualification if it's 90 points, right? So tenure means like, hey, you're ready to start learning some of the new tricks, right? But you're probably not ready to like submit. And so I need you to spend a little more time working the tricks on this curriculum, even though you've got it down. And then show me that you've got it down. And so your task now is, while you're learning the maroon sling tricks, really refine this and then submit again. And on the next submission, if you score 90 or above, you break tenure and you can submit for maroon sling. So in August, submit another red sling. And if that scores 90 or higher, then in September, submit your maroon, right? And that'll give you a lot of time to like really, really hone in all of these skills. So that way, when you end up on stream, there's no guesswork about it. You're definitely like ready for getting your qualifications and stuff. So it forces people to slow down a little bit, but the benefits of doing that are pretty high. So Santiago, good luck here. Beautiful rifle, beautiful backyard. No penalty, beautiful drill. It's looking like great. You're going to take your first penalty for sure. Not quite a raptor claw, but handpin still lingers high for far too long. Good. You look very comfortable. Stutter step. Very good. Good. Yeah. Easy. Congratulations. Full pass. 96. You're in there. That moves us to Chris Lane. Yeah, I just wasn't paying attention. Like I was just working to catch up. I'm not always checking who's at what point, and it's not till I get to stream day that I look back and forth. That was a sneeze, yeah. Sorry if that spooked you. All right, Chris Lane, good luck. Good, no penalty. You're going to take a major on catch angle. Good. 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 I'll take it. I think I like a lot more air time off of it. Gonna take the rapid call penalty. Okay, on this guy, take a little more time on the structure because that footwork. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of it. Then you take a handpin penalty. So I feel like you're rushing a little bit, but you definitely don't have to, right? This is hard to do on a lightweight. Kind of guides into place. Good. Does cause you to lose handpin and have a little stutter step. All right. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's going to be 85 out of 100. So you're going to pass with tenure. And Chris, as you submit again, so you're going to submit again for the 90 to break tenure. After that, you can submit using the rifle you have, but it's not going to get you qualifications. So I would recommend looking into Drill Dojo, sell some full weights. If you can find a used Daisy, that could be a cheaper option, or a used Glendale, that could be a cheaper option. And if you're looking for a good drill rifle, head to drilldojo.com and see if you can't pick up. I mean, the $375 rifle is definitely going to set you up for success. It's basically the stock is the best of the best. The internals are super pretty, so that's the one I do recommend. But the 200, I think it's 220 right now, 240. That rifle is going to be a really good fit as well. So if you are looking to continue to get qualified after this one here, definitely recommend looking into that. All right, let's turn this up a little bit. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 videos left. So we're going to slow down the pace a little bit. We don't need to be so flow statey. Larry, good luck. Good, no penalty. Good, nice one-handed catch, no penalty. Okay. So we're gonna have handpin open, handpin away from body, and rifle going around the wrong axis. Good, no penalty. You're going to take the raptor call penalty. We're going to take the double major for the rifle not traveling with the butt plate swinging behind your back. If you check the black bubble on the site, that'll pop up with information about that. We're also going to take one for handpin being open. Only the first one matters here. Yep, handpin open and just a little bit away from the body there. So you definitely want to close that hand, kind of keep it pinned at your side. That's going to help out quite a bit. Good. I do like something else got to happen with the hand there. It's either got to be pinned by your side along the pants or straight by your side. But tucked in there makes everything look a little too cramped. That'll get clarified in a future instructional video as well. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of guiding here. And then kind of the same deal. The hand pin is open and loose by your side. All right, a little too much padding in the knees to get the height there. See if you can't plant your toes and try and drive energy through your feet there. And then critical checkpoint, that hand should be on the other side of the rifle there, not on the inside. So you're going to take that major on that. For missing that critical checkpoint. It's not terrible as a position, but it's not what I'm looking for on the Ikes. All right, let's add this up for 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 26. Okay, so it's gonna be 74 out of 100, which realistically means that double major from the right-handed drag is what was the difference between you making qualification and not. So definitely there's a black bubble, so hopefully this shows up on stream here. But these right here, you'll double major penalty if the rifle's butt plate does not swing behind your back. So this one I'm really picky on because if you don't get that rifle swinging behind the back, you lose a lot of effect for flow, but also you cannot figure out really how to do a flying Floridian later in the blue sling. So I'm a little picky on that one. So Larry, it's not going to be this stream, but I think clean that up and clean up a couple other things. You can still submit to get your 90 for next month, right? And I think that's always should be the goal, is to submit for the 90. But I think if you just get a little bit tighter, especially with those hand pins and especially with that right-handed drag, you're going to clean right up and get high 80s. You know, I think that's super achievable for next month. Is to get like a high 80, and then if you really work, 90 should be like right there for you. All right, so it won't be today, but you are close. All right, Feng Yao, good luck. Oops. So one hand catches the sling there, and one on the rifle. So that's going to be a moderate, and then a minor on catch angle. That's going to be within margin. That's almost another minor, but I'll take it. Very close. Rifle spins on wrong axis. Hand pin. Yep, and then hand pins just a little bit out. Good. All right, I dig it. Good. No, no penalty, I think. Just a little hand pin penalty. I think another little hand pin penalty. Yeah, there's a moment where I can see right through it, which means your hand pins, it's probably not that it's like distant from the body, it's that your hand is a little loose. That was good. A little guided, but since momentum was preserved, no penalty. It didn't collide with your body. Trust it a little bit more though. Very good. Okay, angle's a little off. All right, let's add this up. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So that is going to be a 91. Add in here. That's a full qualification. So I'll see you soon with Maroon Sling when you get that ready. Congratulations. All right, and then, oh, this is just Nathan's. That's, no, we got Nathan already. All right, how's chat doing? Yeah, Francisco. So you're going to want to get that 10-year break, which is a score of 90 or higher. Basically, like getting a qualification, the first time you're going to get your free sling. So that'll be in the mail if you got your address filled in appropriately when you submit it. When you get on the next stream, if you want to score like a 90 or higher, right? So go look over your video, find out where you lost points, and then address those things. And if you score above a 90, you're good to go. While you're doing that, you're free to kind of like start exploring the Green Sling curriculum, right? It's kind of this like little check. So generally, like it just gets more dangerous. So I want to make sure people are ready for the more extra danger as they go. tenure means you scored between 80 to 89.5, and that you need to submit again to get a score of 90. You get your qualification, you get your free sling, but you aren't cleared to submit for your next video. Q got too overwhelming. So we got Trevor, Michael Finstad, and then Bryson, and then Gyro. We're almost there. I'm going to figure out something for Q in the future. But I do like when people are here to see their stuff. But I wasn't liking... It just got too deep. I'm going to finish up like this. And figure out a better system for next stream. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Drill Dojo has been getting steadily more and more popular. Which has been awesome. So definitely share it with all your JRTCs, share it with all your friends. But yeah, it's definitely starting to become a little bigger, you know? We have our 5-year anniversary coming up in September, so that's really exciting. Good little angle. Let's catch the angle a little bit forward. Good. Good. Right. Little adjustment with second hand. No big deal. Good. I'll take positive control. Rifle does go around the wrong axis though. Good, no penalty. Good. 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 Handpin's good. Body composer, good structure. A little awkward with the footwork, but no penalty. Nice. Nice. Very nice. I think that's it. Yeah. All right, 95. Well done. No tenure. Sorry, just looking over. I think... Yep, so that's going to have to be saved for the future as well. But Trevor, we won't be doing your green sling today because you already had your red. So I'm going to move it up after the stream so we can see it on the next stream. But I do recommend, you know, filming something new for the next month. But no tenure, clean pass. Well done. All right, Michael Finstad. Yes, good luck. One, two. Nice. You made that look very easy. Little catch angle. Good. No penalty. That one with the music, that was very pleasing. Great catch. Footwork just a little bit off there. Little angle. Slight pacing. Slight bend in knees. Slight hand pin. I'd like to see you commit to power stance or feet together. The slide wasn't working. Very nice. There's something about your style that's very nice. Can't pinpoint it. It's a good X factor. It's a good thing to have. It's just this little subtlety to your control that adds some visual flair. So very nice. Great video. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yep, this is gonna pass. Gonna be a full pass. Perfect. Awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Nava? Nava, I feel like you're always in here, like, right at the very end. We've only got, like, 3 videos left. Bryson, you're up. All right. Heavy catch there. Let's see. Yeah, that's quite a lean for it. I'm surprised I didn't hit the ground. Ikes were one of my weaknesses for like years. And I'm still not great at them. They just elude me. Very nice. That all worked. Got over shoulder, hit the checkpoint. A lot of noise in there. Let me take off the noise and see what I can see. Alright, well, hand pin. Definitely want that either straight down or on the rifle. Sorry, same your pants are straight down. The rifle, I'm just gonna take a minor. It just kind of like hits a lot of stuff on the way, but like doesn't actually impact visually. Right. Lands off center, not too big of a deal. Good vert stop though. Good. Good. Great work. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. No penalty? Kind of a... Just a little bit of padding there. All right. So this is 94 out of 100. Congratulations. You're going to pass. Did very well. Nothing too major happened. There is this thing that happens when you're spinning, though, where I do feel that you kind of operate in this margin of not a bunch of penalties, but the rifle's still like shoving you around. And it's very clear that the rifle's still shoving you around. And so as you move forward, I still want you to like, definitely get your green sling submission stuff ready. But I want you to spend a lot of time, and I think you're going to be kind of hard stuck on maroon for a little bit, because the green sling requires that you aren't kind of shuffled around a lot. Like there was a lot of like a little padding here and a little knee bend and a little kind of extra guiding and stuff that I think as you work your green sling material, refine your maroon sling material to the point where the rifle is very, very well under control, that your body is not needing to adjust to the rifle at all. Does that make sense? There's nothing, that was a good qualification. But there wasn't much of an X factor in it for competition. And I'd like to see you start developing something of that X factor for competition, because there's so much potential in this. And I think that was a big factor to it, in my opinion, was the little thing, just the little things. But Bryson, congratulations. That's going to pass all the way. You're going to get that free sling in the mail. 100%. Yeah, that'll be on the next one. All right, Gyro, good luck. Last maroon sling of the day. Another Singapore submission. Right here, hand pin. You're going to need to really tighten that into your body. Okay, so you're going to take a major off of that. That's quite a bit of a ways away from the body to not have that structure there. You're also going to take the 1 point for the hand being open. It doesn't have to be necessarily closed into a fist if you've got a different style, but you want a little bit of a different structure to it. Okay? I like the shirt. Good. Good, no penalties. Good. I saw your hand pin on your right hand just a little bit creeped in front of your body. On that one, the catch angle is just a little bit off. Okay. Your hand kind of went back to that natural spot, but you adjusted fast enough. No penalty. Little bit of catch angle, just a slight bit off. Okay, yep, so we got your equipment swinging around the wrong axis. It's not staying in plane. Very nice. Nice. Okay, just a little bit of a hand pin and then a little bit of a footwork. So your footwork kind of like popped up a little bit, like too shuffled, right? And then your hand pin kind of lost a little bit early, like right there. All right, let's add this up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Gyro, congratulations. You are going to pass with tenure today. So you'll want to submit another one of this maroon sling for the next stream and see if you can't score higher than 90. And then once you do, you're cleared to move on to green sling. Ba-da-da. There you go. Yes, pass with tenure. We've got one video left. If you got anything in chat, let me know. Yeah. So, what tenure is? Tenure is scoring. So you see like the qualifications come in, then they get the penalties. The penalties bring them down from a score of 100. So every 1 pointed penalty is like 99, 98, 97. If at the end of the qualification they score 90 or higher, they don't have to do tenure. They automatically break tenure. However, if they score between 80 and 89.5, they do earn their sling qualification. That is 100% earning your sling qualification. If it's your first time getting maroon or higher, you get that first sling for free. But it means that there is you have to be held back just a little bit, right? Stay in that if you are maroon and you qualify with tenure, you need to submit another video to get a score higher than 90. That is breaking tenure. That's my compromise instead of serving your time. Like you have to, generally tenure applies to like waiting a certain amount of time in a sling color, or like in martial arts, you would be, maybe you'll get your orange belt, and before you move on to red belt, you have to be orange belt for 6 months. I don't generally like that kind of tenure where you just have to sit there and wait. And so my compromise is this, is that if you can demonstrate the core capabilities to score 90 or higher before tenure is up, then you get to just break tenure automatically. There's a second way to break tenure, which is on April 1st of every year, tenure automatically breaks for everybody who's under tenure. So whatever stream is in April, anyone can submit as much as possible. And that helps me. That lasts from then until nationals. That helps me, so that way when I'm doing live qualifications, I don't have to ask if you're doing tenure, if this is a tenure break or anything. But it also helps like high school seniors who are trying to graduate at the highest level. And it just gives a little simple way for tenure to break. If there's just something you cannot do again, maybe it was the one and only time you got like a BTB flow catch rolling, you just have to wait till April 1st and then you can move on. So the short answer is the easiest way to break tenure and to move on, right? So what that also means is like if you submit maroon sling but your red sling tenure, I won't accept it. You have to go back to your red sling and submit again another red sling video before I'll accept your maroon sling, right? So even if you're doing well through the curriculum, you still have to go back and like show me that you're ready to have moved on in the first place. So that's a big safety thing. Briggs, any tips on the TIC crossplane? One of the last tricks you want to do add to an equivalent sequence. Yeah. Don't think of the TIC as an actual crossplane. It's kind of like a fake crossplane where the barrel passes in front of the head already while it's still in your hand. So when you're warming up to them, do like rising suns, but just with your right hand. You should be able to go like one-handed rising suns. I think I've got it on the trick library under maybe basic or beginner. Under, yep, right hand rising sun. Just do this. And then right there, right here, you straighten the arm and it does its aerial. That's all TSC is. All right, Nick Palmer, you're last up. Is that right? Hold on. Yep. All right. Nick Palmer, good luck. All right, stutter stepping. Nice rifle. Good. Is this a, I need to double check something real quick. Okay. Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure this was a tenure break or not. All right, so this, a bit awkward on the footwork, I would say. We'll watch it one more time. Yeah, we're gonna do moderate. Almost a major. If there was like a little bit of a lunge in there, that definitely would have been major. It just looks very unsteady. Another little stutter step, and then also your heels came off of the ground for the throw there. That was good. Nice. No penalty. Nice. Okay, little stutter step. Not bad though. Great full ninja. Or double rising sun. The full ninja catch. Very nice. Those stutter steps are going to follow you. I think all these twos are stutter steps. Not bad. A little bit of a flinch there, but no penalty. All right. It's going to be an 89. Very close. This was awesome. It was a good qualification. Those stutter steps are pretty, like, I mean, they happen pretty frequently, you know? So you definitely want to do something to kind of, I don't know if it's rifle control or body control. Just kind of think about it a little bit. Try and figure out what it is for you. And, I mean, you'll figure it out. All right, so real quick, I'm going to catch up on chat here. As I do that, I'm going to try and get the whole list here. So this is also the order in which everyone went. So if you guys are ever confused about who went where or what time, there we go. Then we got chat up. Cool. All right, congratulations to everybody who earned their sling qualifications today. That is a huge list. This is so cool. Welcome back, Moldy. We're just finishing up. We just finished our last one here. I'm gonna add this to passed with tenure. Gotta get those emails out. I always forget to do that, so I need to do that tonight. All right. Yeah, this playlist is a go-to for sure. This is called Hyrule Cafe, a cozy lo-fi Zelda mix by Coffee Date. This is what you're looking for on that. Yeah, I should be at Lone Star Champs. It was a good green sling. You're watching this in school? What time is it in Singapore? It's probably like 10 in the morning, huh? Do you guys have like a summer break? In America, almost everyone is on a break right now. So nobody in America is at school right now. All right. Okay. Let me set this up while I'm sitting here. We're going to do... All right, let me update the notification bar. So what we got next month, I've got it slated for April 14th that we're doing like the sit-down stream to watch high school solos and WDC teams. Let me make sure that still works on my schedule. That does. Let's set the next qualification stream to August 21st. That is the Thursday before Lone Star Championships. August 21st. No set time. I stream when I stream. It's all about how my life flows. And I live a pretty busy life, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It looked like you had the control to not be doing all those stutter steps, Nick. And then you would do the stutter step. So that makes sense that probably your shoes are throwing you off balance. Moldy, I generally don't judge at high school meets. And that's mostly because what I prefer doing is teaching and training. So if I'm judging, I can't train. I have done it in the past. I will do it in the future. But it's not my preferred place to be at a high school comp. All right, guys, I had a good stream. Was it almost 2.5 hours? Very nice. This is gonna be the end now. So I'll see you guys again on August 14th for the cozy stream. Put it in my calendar now. And then August 21st for the qualification stream. And then at Lone Star Championships on the 23rd. For platoon drill, any tips or videos on how to find information for that? Probably drill team dynamics. Let's see what they're doing right now. They typically do like actual drill competition stuff, but they've got free resources, and I'm sure that they've got some platoon exhibition stuff. I would try there. It looks like their new domain name is jrotcdrillteamtraining.com. All right, check them out. See if they have some platoon stuff, and then if they stay tuned. That's the next project of the Drill Dojo. So we're gonna have a lot of team platoon learning resources. So Drill Team Dynamics is very, very advanced, and they're gonna serve some of the master's level, highest level schools. I'm preparing some material for like how to start a team and what to do at the very beginning and how to get things organized off the ground. So I would expect some of that material to start surfacing early next year, probably for the next season is what it'll be. So the 2026. But in the meantime, JRTC drillteamtraining.com. Type it in chat here. I'll give them a plug. And yeah. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. I'll be around. See ya.